Welcome to our discussion with the superintendent. He is David Muñoz. David, good to see you.
Good to see you.
I love this conversation because it's exciting. It's the beginning of the school year, and it is here. Almost all students will report right after Labor Day, right?
Yeah, right after Labor Day, Tuesday, the 3rd of September.
Yeah.
The vast majority of students will come on that day. Our K-4 students start a few days later. But if they have any questions, just check their website or their building newsletters.
Yep.
There's plenty of information about those first days of school. We've already had a lot of parents in through our back-to-school fair. A lot of parents I saw last night over at the middle school and other buildings earlier this week. So we're excited for the start of school. Things are going really well. The buildings look great. The teachers are excited, and we're ready to go.
As an educator, you've been here working your tail off all summer. Is it cool? Is it energizing to have the kids coming back to the classrooms?
It's extremely energizing. Summer is a good time for everybody, all educators, and everybody to take a step back, take a little bit of a break, me as well, and all staff working here. But there is a churn once you get to the end of July, early August. The teams start to play, we're already a football game in.
Yeah, that's right.
We have another game tonight, and we'll have 3 games in before the football game's in, and all the teams are now practicing, so we're already very active. We're excited about it. We have a theme this year.
Tell me the theme, yeah.
Together is Better, and it's a book by Simon Sinek.
Oh, okay.
We had a presenter by the name of Damien LaCroix at our opening convocation. He's a former superintendent of schools in Howard Swamico, was very well respected. He's writing a book himself, so he was very well received by the staff.
Awesome.
On Tuesday, so it was an excellent way to kick things off.
I love that. And in addition to the students coming back, you have new staff. And the vibrancy of the district just continues to grow. Tell me about the new staff.
Yeah, we have about 20 new staff members, a lot less than last year, but still, I think the middle school got the vast majority of the newer staff, which is great. I was walking around last night talking to several of the newer staff, and one of them even went to college with one of my sons, and I'm like, whoa, you guys are really young. But it's great. They're doing great. I mean, it's really fun to have them together as a group. We had them here a week ago, so not just this week, but the week before. They were able to check in, kind of get acclimated a little bit, where things are, and so it's not such a tough thing once all staff come back like we did this week. So it was great to have the new staff get acclimated ahead of time, but also they're just asking a lot of great questions. We have several new administrators as well. There's at least 4 new assistant principals throughout the district, actually at the high school, the middle school, and the elementary level.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that as well, that they're going to be doing great. They've been here longer, so we're excited about that.
I know when you have new staff, there are things that you focus on, things you want the staff to focus on, key questions that you will all kind of dig into. The first one being about objectives. Yeah,
I mean, what do we want the students to know and learn? That's a big part. And what do we want from that? And it seems like a basic question, but I actually presented it at the whole convocation. What do you want the students to know? How do you know that they know it?
Yeah.
What do you do if they struggle or they don't get it? And what do you do if they already know it? And I was bringing up that last question, and there was a whole bunch, we had 500, 600 people in the auditorium at North Middle School, and the teachers are going, yeah, he's right. What are you going to do? What are you going to extend?
How do you make sure that person stays motivated and that's rigorous enough for them while you're reaching everybody else?
So if you look at those questions that were brought up at the convocation, what do you want the students to know? How do you know that they know it? How do you formative or summative assessments? What do you do if they're struggling? I mean, that's our job. And what do you do if they already know it? So, I mean, it's the core. I mean, there's more to it, but that's a big part of it in terms of what our school system is known for and wants to continue to be known for.
Yeah, if they have those 4 things in the back of their mind, then they'll always succeed in the classroom. I love both ends of the spectrum. So what do you do if a kid's struggling? And what do you do if you got a kid who's really excelling and maybe needs a little extra?
Yep, those are the last 2 questions. And those are big things that in my educational career, they've been ever present. But coming to this district, they were already in place. Now we're just making sure that they're always out front. So it's not something new for the school district in Menominee Falls just because I'm here. We've already had these continuous improvement approaches, and these are embedded in them. It's just reminding people about them, that these questions are critical for any whether you go to the school district or not. So
yeah, shine the light on that a little bit. Hey,
Absolutely.
anybody who drives down Appleton Avenue has noticed
Yes.
right near the entrance to the high school, there's some major construction going on there. This is actually good news for the district. Tell me what's happening right there.
Yeah, that's actually Jilly's Car Wash.
Okay.
So Jilly's, they approached us about a year ago, and this is something that's been in the works for 6-8 months, not quite a year. And the Jilly's bought all that land behind the high school football stadium. There's a good piece of land that they bought behind there, including 2 houses that are about to be knocked down and a whole bunch of land. And out of their goodwill, and thank you to Jilly's for this, they donated a portion of this, about $300,000,
Wow.
more than $300,000 worth of land to the district.
That's fantastic.
They didn't have to do it. They just donated it. Now, we're not doing anything with it yet because they have to put in their car wash and everything that, was approved by the village. And but once that's all done, we'll take a look at what we're going to
That's
do
cool.
with that project. It is great. It's a wonderful donation. It was great to be a part and work with the owner of Jilly's. He and I have had some wonderful conversations, and I think there'll be more coming up with that as well.
That is really generous.
Yeah, it is.
That's cool. Athletics in full swing, and the soccer stadium, the press box specifically, got a little bit of an upgrade.
It needed it. And well, I was new last year, so I looked at it, and other people had noticed it as well, right? And I'm a soccer dad. My daughter's out of playing soccer, but I get it. So I was looking at all that going, oh, that definitely needed some work. But, kudos to our building and grounds team and for everybody that was involved in that. It's a major upgrade and a major facelift to that concession stand and observation platform, press box, mini press box, if you will. They have a wonderful facility,
They do.
A turf soccer facility. It is really wonderful, but that was something that definitely needed some upgrading. So we were very happy to be able to fit that into our summer work. It actually started in the late spring, so it's been going on for quite some time. So
I love that the focus isn't just football and basketball. It's all the other sports and all the other activities. North Middle School. There's been a lot going on at North Middle School. This isn't the sexiest work, but it sure is important. Tell us what's happening
It's
there.
critical work. So over $500,000 in roofing repairs that were absolutely needed. There was even one point where I was on top of the roof because there was a little bit of a concern and they had to ask me a question. And I'm like, okay, are we sure about
I needed a picture of that.
Yeah, there are some, but they haven't gotten out yet. I had pictures of me taking pictures from the top. But in any event, over $500,000 in roofing repairs. It's all just about fully completed. And it will be fully completed here. So we're excited about that, making sure those upgrades are there. We did have some issues in certain places. That building is aging a little bit, so it was good to put that in. But also over $1 million in HVAC upgrades.
Wow.
So they needed a new air conditioning.
Yeah.
The air conditioning went out. The board had already approved the new air conditioning unit, but it came in. So if you go to North Middle School and you go to that parking lot in the back, you'll see a fencing area.
Yeah.
I mean, some of that stuff is already sitting there.
Wow.
But October 1st, we'll actually shut down the old unit because we need some air. Right, the hot days.
Yeah, that's right. Into September, you need some air.
Even though that unit is not operating at full capacity and it's at the end of its life, we're going to run it right till October 1st, and then the new line will get put in and be ready for the spring.
General upkeep and maintenance too. I know you guys are staying on top of that.
Yeah, always. It's $675,000 a year. So
Big number.
Yeah, we spend $675,000 a year in general upkeep and maintenance.
Wow.
And that's just to make sure that we have the type of facilities that we need to have in place. Now we have more needs than that, but that's something that we'll be working on now that we have that strategic plan. There's more things out there that need to get done, but I think that's the same as any district.
Yeah.
Just like owning a house.
That's right.
If you own a building and they're not new, or
That's right.
There's going to be things that you need to do. There's pumps and valves and
plumbing and electrical and all that stuff.
All the things behind the scenes that you need to make sure that are running the way they need to run.
As we head into the new school year, I wanted to ask you about this. I'm really impressed with this. Emergency procedures, a quick reference guide. This is important that teachers and administrators and your staff have this. What is this?
Yeah, thanks to Mr. Halverson. He's one of my new directors up here. He's in charge of school safety along with other things. This was his creation, but it's absolutely outstanding. And what it does, it establishes a quick reference. We also have a digital reference. So if they don't have this particular reference, they also have a digital reference on their phone. Exactly what they do in any situation. If there's a student disturbance or a medical emergency, in severe weather, any sort of emergency situation, it's a quick reference guide. And you see these sorts of things here, actually here at the village, where district office is located. You see these sorts of things at Fredert as well. This is specific and it's common in all of our buildings now.
I like the language on the front. Remain calm, evaluate the situation, and take action. And then all the tools are right here that they would need for those situations. All right, congratulations on the great summer and the stuff you've gotten done and the start to another great school year.
We're excited.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Always good to sit down and chat. He is the superintendent, David Muñoz.